Greetings, one and all. Welcome to Handelabra Live. I am John, aka Migrant Pete. I'm gonna adjust this. Sorry for my hand in the way. Lightly adjust the camera. We're gonna play Spirit Island today. We're gonna continue with our little challenge we've been doing. Handelabra Games believes in civil rights for everyone and being as inclusive as possible. Anyone working against those goals is not welcome and will not be tolerated. But if you are excellent, say hello in the chat, just like Kokimote has just done, one of our excellent viewers. Yeah, join in the fun, ask some questions. So what we're doing is playing through all the adversaries according to the digital data analysis series. So that Jonathan Webb has been doing over on Board Game Geek and Reddit. I'll put a link in the chat. This is a link to the England matchup, and it looks like Many Minds Move as One is the top spirit against England 6 at 61%, and Grinning Trickster brings up the rear with 18%. So we're going to see if Many Minds can once again hold the fort here with Trickster. But I think last time we played Prussia, and let me just pull up the thing. It was Ocean and Shroud of Silent Mist, and we did pretty well. It was like pretty close, right? It ended up being very close. And Sweden, I think, was Many Minds, right? Many Minds and Stone. And Stone did great. Like, I wouldn't say they were worse at all. So, yeah. But we're gonna have a look at England. England is tough, and Many Minds is really good at fear, which is a big thing with England 6, because you have to get extra fear, and if you don't resolve any fear cards, you get a double high immigration build, which is not great. We also have the +1 health. We have high immigration for the whole game, and we have the other usual England stuff. So, all right, let's make sure we're playing with events and everything, and we're all set. Let's do it. Twitch is connecting to chat. Twitch, get a hold of yourself. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust this slightly. Not in the way. All right, looks good. And maybe we'll change the background image just to like mix it up each week here. We don't really have a background for Trickster. Maybe let's do... And I really like the dark background, so I'm gonna go with even though we're not doing anything Sharp Fangs related, it's like so soft. Nice. Hello, Gracie Paz. Welcome. The background is your name. It is gray, it is the sea, and Paz. It's kitty cat. All right, so they went into wetlands, which is a challenge because Bordeaux got randomized for us. So that's going to be a thing. This land is going to be, unless we can deal with this land, that's going to be a problem. Board A, at least we have a disease, and we can, yeah, it's set up that you're going to get adjacency builds all the time. But we can try for Incite the Mob / Defend here. I guess Incite the Mob puts a Strife, and then the Dahan kill the city, right? So I think Incite the Mob is a pretty good solution there. We end up with the Explorer still there, but it's pretty good. So for Trickster, I like to gain a power card first off. Isolates are very good. Add Beasts. Defend 5. Add Beasts and Defend is something we can definitely use. Unquenchable Flames is really strong. Lots of good options here. This is good elements, Moon and Fire for us. I'm leaning towards Guardian Serpents because of Many Minds. Many Mines is going to have sacred sites all over the place, and adding more beasts just makes them pop off. So I'm going to go with that. And we want to add presence. Actually, if I pop another Dahan in here, that land gets emptied, which is nice. So, and we want to be at range 0 for things. Let's get into D2, or we could get into A2 and start trying to help out by putting Strife in there. I feel like that's just going to be... I guess that could be a skip for the Ravage. Because it's going to come up again. Like, that coastal wetland is going to be brutal, right? So... I guess if we can get a Strife in here next turn... I don't think that's likely. It's possible we could get in there and defend it. So I do want to push one Dahan from my land. I don't know if I want to be in that land. I'm probably going to see what happens there, right? So let's put presence in D2. Actually, pushing that presence out is probably better than those two. Because it's better to not have solo Dahan around as much. And I'm going to play Incite the Mob and Personate Authority, sort of usual turn 1 combo to put a Strife on this. It's going to do 3 damage, kill the town. And then with the Strife, we should be okay for the Ravage, pending the event. And see what happens. We can throw in here and maybe isolate it. Maybe we do something. I don't know. Worth a try. Okay. And Many Mines. So Many Mines has some options. We're not going to be able to stop any builds because of the adjacent things. So like Pursue doesn't really do anything. What we could do a build skip, but I think the Ravage skip is going to be probably what we want. I think we just want to like put down a bunch of beasts. Like in here, for example. If we put down a bunch of beasts and get Dahan in places, then we can defend. I'm going to go with adding 2 presents and maybe get things going in here. This is just going to be a... We need to not let this land spiral. It's going to be a bad place. So I think that's what I want to do. Oops. Is hop in here. I'm not necessarily an expert, but I'm okay at the game. Let's see. So I'm feeling like Swarm, just like throw down a pile of beasts there. And I mean, this is going to be 6 damage. Can we hit? Hitting enough to defend next turn is pretty tough. Whereas we could defend this land. Not too problematic. So getting Dahan in there is not necessarily difficult. We could play Pursue just to maybe... I guess it's unlikely something's going to happen there. But if we do this, then we get to gather a beast. Oh, we don't actually have the gather beast, do we? We're short on air. We might not even want to play another card. We could do Guide the Way and get more Dahan in here. Even if we're not defending next turn, like having them there is going to be good. Let's just do that. Get a little fear. We need to prepare to get enough fear for when that first high immigration comes. So we're just going to do this here so we get some stuff. We're going to... Hang on. Oh, yeah, I need to move the beast from here. Why don't we actually, before we do those things, let's see what happens first. Well, that didn't do anything. That's fine. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. And grab these two Dahan. Come with me. Come with me if you want to live. Jungle. This is one we can actually stop. If we clear the land. And this one too, but obviously there's a lot more going on there. Let's add some beasties. Let's add our strife. Let's incite our mob. I guess incite the mob gets a little not as strong, right? With the extra health, you don't get to destroy the explorer too, but should be fine. Like that land is basically fine. We actually can't defend this because we have guardian serpents plus defend 2, right? And that's maybe even defend 3. So that's actually going to be defended. That's defended. And then maybe we can avoid a blight. Probably stopping build is better than avoiding blight. Like, I would love to probably pursue this guy out. How much gather are we going to get? Actually, are we going to get enough? If I do this, if we can stop this build, that's pretty strong. I'd rather stop that build than stop a blight. We take an air. Gather a beast. And definitely play that. Actually, we don't need that. We don't even need the skip. What we could do is this. And get a defend there. Or here. Well, here, I guess. Get a defend 2 there. Then we just need to get one more beast in there. So we don't even need the extra air. We could go for the extra card. I think we go for the card. So then we don't have to, then we can do the skip next turn. Because we just need to gather 1 for pursue. Then we just pursue them all into here. And, oh no, they still build because there's going to be freaking 2 things next to it. Doesn't work. Well, we could stop the Ravage then. Or we could stop this. Alright, let's go back. We know we can have some things. But you're probably getting a card, right? What are you doing? We could Arson, actually, one of these. Arson and Serpents. So Arson here. Actually, Arson here, then that stops the build. Okay. Because it always destroys a town, right? And I think we're just going to take 3 cards energy, not gain a power card. And then just play these 3 cards. So I want to have presence in here for the defend. Gain energy. Doot, doot, doot. Fortunately, I don't have Dahan close enough. That's fine. It is what it is. Push Dahan is not really... I guess I can push a Dahan here, and maybe the fear card does something. I think we're still... So over here, I think we do want to... I think the difference is that we want to do this. Because we have beasts we can gather. We're definitely playing Pursue and Bedevilment. And that takes care of this. This is taken care of with Arson. And if we gain a card, we might, like, maybe we can gather this guy away, or maybe we can do something, build a nice hunt, or whatever. Well, it's not, we can't afford build a nice hunt, but for example, if we get a free card. And if free card has animal, it's more fear, so. I'm gonna do it. We got lots of free cards. None of them have our elements at all. So what are we looking at? I mean, I could play Dreadful Tide, but I think I want that for next turn. Ravage skip. We have Rackroot isn't great. We could put a Wilds here for later. We have Seer Anger, which is pretty sweet. Badlands. And this is cool, but also not useful. I think it's gonna be Seer Anger because Badlands are great. And I can't even play it this turn anyway, so it doesn't super matter actually. So what was the other card? If I'm not playing this turn, it was Uncanny Melting, which I don't even want. So, okay. I think that's the best choice. I mean, removing Blight from Wetland is actually not terrible, but we're on top of it, right? So okay, so defend 2. And 6. Great. We're going to do this. Let me take a look at the top card. No Blight. Sure. Wouldn't mind if it was. We're going to gather a beast. Guess we'll leave that one there. Gather this one. And send you all out of here. I guess I could have pushed the Explorer first, because then the 2 damage might have killed the thing, but... And where do I want these to go? Down here with the 2 Dahan, maybe? More chance of the Dahan doing damage or something. And you get here, and I guess you go from here. You got a Sacred Site. Alright. In each land, at least 2 Explorers. There's no such land. Beasts are going to deal damage. That's great. It means we can stop. It doesn't... Actually, this build is going to be stopped because of the Ravage, huh? Just push a regular beast. And I think I could kill that one guy. That is something for high immigration, but I think getting a beast in here is probably better. Because actually Unexpected Tigers... Yeah, just add more beasts for Many Minds to help out. Many Minds is like taking care of business over here. There's no build on this board, so... Oh, and defend 1 for Dahan. Just in case. 6 damage remaining. Kill the city. We don't have any slow damage. Oh, well, let me kill the Explorer. Oops. So we got a fear card. We got our fear card early, but you know what? We're generating lots of fear. We're gonna hopefully avoid the double high immigration next turn. I didn't really plan necessarily my fear. Mostly just gonna generate as much fear as possible. All right, we have a guy in the lighted sands here. So yeah, look at this. Empty jungles there, and pretty manageable jungles down here. We can add a new beast. Or we could stop. We can't actually stop a build. Does this actually stop a build? It's close to stopping a build. No, they're gonna high immigration, and then yeah, there's gonna be builds. I think it's better to do this because we're probably gonna we can do a skip with many mines. So what I can do here is I could do this and get another card and get a sacred site close enough to skip this ravage. That's an option. But first let's reclaim. I have defend 4 actually by Guardian Serpents. And maybe, yeah, I mean, we just need defend 4 there as well. We don't have elements though. We could do defend 2 there. Potentially. First, let's get this Dahan in here. I'm thinking of reclaim 1. Get a presence in there and add presence for yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Add presence, start getting elements, and Guardian Serpents myself for that. Plus 2 more plays. We could do an Incite the Mob here. I think that's okay. We could try for Arson as well. Because they won't actually, yeah, we make a huge pocket there if they don't build. But the problem is we don't know if we're gonna hit Arson. Is it worth the chance? Do that and we play, say, Tigers instead. We were getting more. We get to see what happens as well. And we just strike if they end up building, we strike the town. What's gonna happen is they're gonna high immigration, build a town here. So if this is empty, there's only gonna be, and this is gonna ravage and go away. So there's just me 1 building next door, unless they high immigration twice. But I think we're generating enough fear. Arson helps us get more fear, right? I think this is better. Incite the Mob is good, but it's lots of fear, but it's late. I need fear right now to avoid that double high immigration build. Still a pesky town there, but... So I think what we want to do here is... Did we want to have a sacred site there instead? We can rearrange it. So what I'm thinking about... Why is Twitch say connecting to chat? Just be connected to the chat. Come on. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm not getting enough animal, right? For that. That's not even possible. So defend 2 is the best I've got. So it's better to actually put the sacred site there. Well, let's do many mines. So that means we want to defend 2 here. Which means add a presence in beast. We don't actually need the skip. We can use the skip to skip a build. Three card plays. And gather beast. What's a good build? This is a good build skip, right? But there has to be a... Has to be 2 beasts in it? Yeah. Which there isn't going to be. There's no way I can get enough beasts. Actually, I need an animal off of my... Yes, this is kind of risky, huh? I need an animal off my card gain. I don't know, we can always skip the high migration build. So let's do it and hope for an animal. We got an animal. Just Teeming Rivers. That's fine. I'd like to see this, but we can't play it. Oh, and I can't afford to play that card though. No! Okay, we missed our defend. We have to get the free card. So, okay, I think we have to pivot to skipping this now. Which we can do by... We can't even gather a beast, so we have to... I can't go back because I gained a power card. Okay, well, it's happening. This is just blighting then. Whatever. I can rearrange my stuff. Actually, I can defend that. Oh, but we want to defend this. Because there's Dahan there. We'll play, let's see what happens there. Maybe we get a defend 6. So... Arson. No fire. So is it better to try to stop this build? Or try to defend that? I think, whatever, that's a blight. Presence loss, no big deal. Let's do this here. Isolate target land. That doesn't actually do anything. That just makes things worse. Do we want this card? I do like energy. Isolate is good with England. What would I forget? Probably tigers. Alright. Not the best result. We didn't get RN8s. That's probably part of the issue here. We're not getting the correct elements for many mines. But so, I mean, honestly, 1 blight is fine, and we're defending that. They're dying. They're building everywhere, which is not ideal. But we can skip. We got a fear card, which is important for that, unless the event takes them away. But I think skipping immigration build is useful, so let's do that. The city. Exploring everywhere. We don't have disease on the board. Ooh, okay. I can get my card back. And I can reclaim a card, which doesn't super matter because I'm probably reclaiming all next turn. Unless I want to, I guess, yeah, unless I only want to play one card or two cards, so I'll just click one. And what was remove one from a land sacred site. Neat. All right, that was the Dohan event. Oh, we can empty that land. We can stop them building a city here. They do build here no matter what. And they would build, but I think just having them not have anything in here is probably a good idea. So bye. Need to get a beast major. It's doing damage based on beasts. Sands. Oh. They're exploring there because of the thing. Well, skip it. May as well. Because of the event card. Why is that wetlands coming up? Explorers everywhere. All right. Range 0 with invaders. Can send you away. Don't care about that. You there. Impersonate authority can, yeah, probably strife one of these guys with blight. We do have a chance to add extra strife though, so let's do it here. Because we can handle 2 lands. Fast damage, anyone? No? Probably not. Where do you want the Badlands? I think certainly in a Sands, maybe this one. Because they're going to be... That's the new London. We need to get some Dahan in these places. We can use Entrap to stop this cascade also, potentially. We're probably looking to get to energy. We could just go energy card plays and gain a power card, though. Gain a power card could be a good defend or Dahan movement. Let me just play these 3 or something new if it comes up. One Dahan can't actually do a whole lot. I think here we're reclaiming and we don't have to reclaim for a while. Encompassing Ward. If only we were in those lands at all. Rain of Blood is great. I love Gift of Constancy, but Rain of Blood is excellent elements. Going to be generating a bunch of fear for us, which we need every turn. So I'm going to click that, and we're going to max out card plays and try to play cards like that a lot. So can we defend? What is this at? 7? We don't have the plays, right? We can get to defend 4. We could probably get our Sacred Site there. Can we even get it there? We need to get to the last of that. We need the fire. Yeah, we're not reaching that. We need the air off top, but we don't have that. I would love to be able to defend this and use the Dahan with the Badlands, but I think they're getting wrecked. It could be a skip. I mean, with Pursue, we actually can whittle down what's there. We can get a sacred site there. Thinking if you want to reclaim and use your defend 4. We have other problems as well, though, right? And these sands problems are not going away. They're just getting worse. They're just getting delayed. Let's see if we can... So defend 4. We can put 3 beasts in there, which we need 3 beasts in here. Then that's defend 4, and we can push out 2 things, which is 3 damage. Then that's defend 4 versus 4 damage, which means they die, and then they just build a town, and it's easy. I think that's probably a good idea. It's like using everything to handle one land. We can get, with Guide the Way, we can get more Dahan somewhere to maybe in here, or maybe in here, or whatever to counterattack. So I think this is a gain power card, and if we don't get anything useful, then we decide between add presence and gain energy. Because we only have 1 energy, so we might need more. Yeah, we can take 2, but we could also take 3. Let's gain Dahan stuff. Bail the Knight's Hunt, huh? Push 3 Dahan. It's pretty good. But it doesn't solve... None of this solves the land. So we have to mainly stop it from blighting. But we could put a bunch of Dahan in there, and they would kill everything, and they wouldn't build. I think... Oh, they still build because of high migration on this. Do they build, actually? The high migration build there first. Not unless we isolate it. We can isolate that jungle. Okay. Then they... So we isolate this jungle. It doesn't build. Ravage here kills the guys. They don't build. Alright. Veil. Which means we need... we could play Unexpected Tigers. Do we need... I want the air for... Problem is, Incite the Mob is not going to work. Because we're not going to have 3 air to add Strafe anywhere. So I think we're not playing Incite the Mob. Where is this presence going? Is there a place we can get more? We can't get more Dahan in there. That would be really nice. This frees up Pursue to get Dahan over here, because we can take these 3 Dahan and put them in here, and that's enough to... Like, one of them dies, and then the 2 kill the rest, hopefully. I think we want to be in one of these sands for this. So I think we want to be in this sand because this one should be have Dahan in it and getting defended and or dealt with. So let's go in here. Hopefully we don't get ignore 1 strife on each invader. That would be unfortunate. We have Let's See What Happens. Oh no, we don't have Let's See What Happens. We're short air. Because we didn't do Incite the Mob. We have this. Target land has Beast 2 damage, otherwise Gather Beast. That's fine. They might explore. No, they won't even explore there. Should we be somewhere else then? That makes us want to be here, right? There's going to be beasts there. And they're going to build, and the Badlands lets us kill the... I think that makes us want to be there. If this ends up, like, blighting next turn, that's not a big deal. Okay. Seems like a plan. So, Veil the Night's Hunt. We just need one fear for our fear card too, which is good. We're gonna entrap, gather this blight. No build there. Yeah, I think unless the event screws it all up, that's gonna be good. Oh, I can do this fast, huh? That means I can, like... I don't think that changes... Does that change anything? Do we put our presence, like, here, and then they don't build here, right? On high immigration? Or here? It has to be disease. It has to be, they're gonna build there anyway. There has to be beasts. Well, let's see. I think we don't need to. We can use that later. So we want to gather 3 beasts. Maybe we leave one there because the event might do something. We're gonna want a sacred site. I think there, yeah, there might not be a line with 2, but here we defend 4. Might not be a place for extra fear, but oh no, I'm gonna get closer with this. This still might not be the case. This is coming here. 2 guys. Oh yeah, then my sacred site can move here, and then I don't know if they're gonna have a land with 2 buildings. Here should have 2 buildings. So actually, yeah, it should work there. Do we want to stay here? Or do we want to move? I think we might want to move. In case the Ravage gets through. Possible. I'm gonna pursue. Town somewhere, I guess here. Yeah, so now that's great. And they're gonna build a town, and then we kill it with this. That's the plan. All right, event, don't screw it up. So finally we have 1 blight here, but the Dahan kill the stuff, and they don't build. So I think that's pretty sweet. This is becoming the problem land over here too, by the way, but they're not double building. Push from land with beasts. So after the first successful build action, add explorer to adjacent land without invaders. There's not many of those, so I might do something, but might not. Push from land with beast. So we could clear out A3 or A8. They're still going to build there anyway, so it doesn't change much, but it makes there be less in the land. We can get a town out of D2, which I think is useful. They're going to escalate in D3 instead, but there's no blight in D3, right? So that's a little better. Or we could choose D1, but I think D3 is probably best. So let's push out of here. They're not going to build there still, so I think it's safe to put the town. Oh, they would build there because there's a guy here. So, okay, actually, he can't go there. Hang on. If he goes here, then they do build there. So, all right, over here, we're definitely pushing explorers. So, I think the 2 out of here is probably best. Push them into the line with Beast, and maybe they get scared again, or whatever. Scaredy faces, scaredy cats. And yeah, I think the best choice is actually just to leave that there. We can choose this to be the capital, right? So, 2 fear for land with Jahan and city. Just 1, unfortunately. Could be a lot against England. Gather up to 1 explorer in a land with 2 more invaders. Maybe take that explorer out of there. We could pull an explorer out of this sand that's going to be sticking around. I don't think it changes anything going on. So just makes there be a little less in those places. All right. Oh yeah, the high immigration means this is going to be the capital for sure, doesn't it? That's fine. You just have to get in there. The rest of our plan is working. We have a very small sands ravage relatively next turn. 3 lands. All right. No coastal sands either, and no escalation. That means this jungle is a bigger problem. It means the high immigration is not really affecting our coastal problem here, so that's good. And we got our fear card sorted for next turn. Pushing an explorer is hilarious. They're not building here on the high immigration. Yeah, this is they're building and then ravaging. So that case is trouble. Because this only works if there's invaders there. That's interesting. That means that if I do this, I can't actually defend it properly. Huh? I think we have to defend this a different way with just like a static defend card or with Guardian Serpents or something like that. So if I reclaim, I can still add presence, right? So, oh, I don't have any energy, so I can't. Wondering how do I deal with that land? I think that's probably... Oh, it's so tough having these in a row here. It's really lucky there's no coastal sand, because that can be a big trouble. So what do? We could... Okay, we could do the skip. That's an option. Oh yeah, we do Swarming Bedevilment. That's how you do it. Okay, Swarming Bedevilment defends that. And actually maybe defends somewhere else if we're lucky. I don't think we are, but okay. Bedevilment does that. Maybe we get some other defend. And then Tigers doesn't do a whole lot, but it adds a beast if we can't gather a beast. I think that is probably the best thing we can do. Because we're going to want a Ravage skip here next turn. Or some massive defend, because it's going to have 2 cities and 2 towns. It's going to be a lot. Yeah, everywhere's going to be a lot this turn. We're going to have to be careful. So yeah, we need to take care of that. This is going to be a city and a town. Unless we can kill the town early or push it early, then it's just town ravaging. This one is a blight, like, LOL. We got our fear card. We probably get another fear card at level 2. I think we have to do gain energy reclaim here. Yeah, and with the move presence. Actually, defend 1. No, defend 2 is not quite good enough. But we can if we put 1 presence here. This lets us move a presence as well, right? So we can have 2 presents here, 1 presence here. And as long as we can get rid of this town, we're pretty happy. I'm leaning towards... Oh, I don't have presence close enough to that to use... whatchamacallit? Explodey one, the burny one, destroy. I don't have presence near that. That's awkward. Feels like a good moment for... this, though. Because... use it here with the city and generate a bunch of fear. This has to probably be a skip. Should be ready to do that. I don't think Guardian Serpents actually works. What are we doing with our defend this turn? I don't think we're actually doing anything with our defend this turn. Because we were covering it with something else. We need to get energy. What if we take 2 off the top track? Or we could play 4 cards though this turn. Just play lots of free cards and yeah, because we want to do another skip next turn. We can get a sacred site, get it over there with the gather. Actually, let's make 2 sacred sites. And if we do this, we can do a skip or skipping the build. And add more beasts. And add Badlands maybe? This is actually pretty good. If we skipped this build, then it's an empty Ravage by this. So that's not bad. So Bedevilment solves this land and this land. We can skip I guess we're skipping this build so that we can get rid of the stuff with that. We just need to get one more beast in here. And yeah, actually, so we don't need to be over there. We can throw, oh no, it only works with invaders. We can't actually use that to defend there. We just throw this like anywhere, just here to get fear, or we bring in whatever. We just get a couple fear from it. It's not a lot. And we could use this to clear blight. We can always do it next turn, clearing blight out of D2. Is there a veil play that makes sense? I don't think so. Probably a next turn thing. What do we want for elements here? If we to get animal, air, we have to do all that fast. But is that really necessary? Not necessary to be fast. I'm not in a land with anything important. I guess it's going to be here. The important bit is the air and the animal. So that is Veil the Night's Hunt. The air and animal is going to let us potentially do damage here or gather beasts in. Is there a place where this does something? Kills a guy. Gets to Han somewhere. Doesn't do a lot. I would like it to do more, but it's not doing a lot. But it does enable my stuff here that I want, so I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. So we might need to be here for a second. So we could do see what happens somewhere. Maybe here. It's a good spot to do it. I don't want to do it on a blighted land. It's a bit dangerous. Bat Scout. So we have to gather the maximum Dawn. So good, Veil the Night's Hunt can send the Dawn back. Because we want them there. Why do I have a check mark here when they're building and then ravaging and there's going to be a lot of damage there? I'm not actually dealing with that land, am I? I think I actually screwed that up. I think I forgot that there's going to be a city there. I did forget that. Which means I could have played Guardian Serpents and dealt with it, but I didn't. Whoops. Let's forget Unexpected Tigers again. So that means that's cascading and I forgot. And I can't do anything about it. There's an error that was just an error. So I can actually not cascade. I lose it to Han, but I don't cascade. So I think that's by using this. So what we have to do is bedevilment. Yeah, bedevilment. Go in there. Now I have 2 presents to defend 2 for the city. and we strafe the town. Do we care about where the beasts are otherwise? I guess now I could skip. I could also skip. Because I can gather a beast and then I can gather another beast. I was going to do that here. But I think it's okay to do it here. So let's gather that beast. I can add another strife for an energy. I think that's probably worthwhile. Just if we strife enough here, we can actually stop things there, because we're going to be adding strife here again. I would love to kill all these guys, but I need the Dahan in here. To kill the city that pops up. And the town is still going to be there, so... Here... We're only getting... Yeah, we're not getting enough. Hurt one fear for the next terror level. It is what it is. Alright, they don't build here. We're going to be able to push them out. We just check the setup here. The preview doesn't know, like it can't figure out the build and then the ravage altogether. And like with high immigration, there's a lot. So here they're building a town. One Dahan's gonna die. Here they're building a city, but the strife helps. And there, yeah. So I think we're okay. And they're gonna build a whole bunch in the coastal lands. We're not losing, but it is escalating quickly, let's say. See if we get a free fear for the terror level. Yeah, we do. The single end with the most is here? Yeah. That means we're not losing to Dahan. But it's annoying. Alright. How many there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adjacent lands. So we can stop them building a city there though. So let's put this town in here. It's striped. Are my Dahan leaving? My Dahan are leaving. Oh, that's annoying. You go in there. Sucks, but... Well, I could put him in there. It's gonna be a big... Yeah, let's put him in. Put him there. Put her there. Alright. Each beast generates 1 billion fear. We might get a whole fear card? I don't think so, but getting a lot of fear. Is it a whole extra fear card? There's no fear there. So these guys are moving. They can come in here. I'm gonna need them in there. I'm gonna move the same place down here. Gives me a little more vision. All right, these guys. Nothing's changing in terms of the blight and whatever. But these guys are leaving, which is annoying because guess they can go here. Well, yeah, this land's going to be empty, so here. And they're not going to build here, so these guys aren't really needed here anymore. I don't know that I'm going to actually defend that, though, so let's... It seems unlikely that I'm defending that. This was the priority, so let's get them closer. But not in danger. Remove from a land with Dahan. Okay. Well, that would have been nice to know because I could have removed them from there. Can I go back? What does this actually do? Makes this land less. So I think at least one click there. I could remove one of these towns, or this explorer with the town is not. I guess with the town, there's a defend. So yeah, there's still one Dahan left alive. We could just make that land be empty, but they're still building in any case, so it doesn't super matter. I think this land just makes it so there's going to be less stuff in it after. There's no disease, so remove and explore from an inland land. Whoop-de-doo. Guess you. And maybe you, so, because the sands are coming up again, so. Well, they're not actually coming up in a way that matters for a while, are they? Yeah, so, you. One less thing in there. I don't know. It doesn't. Maybe it matters. Maybe it should have been a mountain. Just because of mountains haven't come up yet. Alright, you and you. They highly immigrate. Two damage. Do I have any slow damage? Guess so, but I'm probably not using it there. I guess I could. I wanted to like use that and make a bunch of fear in a land with a bunch of explorers, and now I can't. And I can't even see this land. I could do it here, but it's just not like priority here. So let's do that. That is what I expected to happen. I guess the extra explorer there killed the presence and added blight. So there was a reason to remove this guy. After all. I forgot that. I was just focused on the Dahan. I didn't remember about the blight mattering. Blight matters. A little bit. Good build. They explore in the jungle and they escalate. Well, here it has to be there. So that is a danger land. Here we have a choice. I'm going to say not that sands that's high immigrating and not that that's about to high immigrate, so it's there. And they're going directly back into this jungle. So, not great. Also, there's no good place to push this stuff at all. Incite the mob. A couple of different places. Actually, here and then add the strife there. I think that's pretty good. I don't have any. Oh, sorry, wrong one. If I strife this, the energy, strife you, that solves 2 lands. As I do this. I guess you guys are going over here. Let's try to keep things even. All right. These lands are all fine now for turn, and then these lands are all not fine. But so it goes. And I would love to get more beasts there, so they're going to be here. I think. So we can have ready access to them. We have to reclaim. I would love to get a major that does a bunch of damage for beasts. Maybe you can do that, because you can get a power card and then get energy. But I think you're still on the minor train for a little bit. That is a great... Elements on this card are very good. Air and animal. It makes fear. It makes 3 fear most of the time. It's free. Yeah. Alright, so this is almost certainly a skip, right? It's 15 damage. We could probably get the defend 7. But... Oh, I have... Yeah, that's slow. I would love to get more Dahan. The Han aren't good here, but we also have, like, literally have other stuff to potentially worry about. This is going to build now. Not a big deal, but it is going to build. This, like, needs to not have so much stuff. The problem is if I'm at range 2 from there. If I gain power card, gain energy, I'm not close enough to do anything. We can bring 2 Dahan. We can send a bunch of stuff out. We have our skip. The skip is probably going to be good to do, like, regardless, because they're going to be building as well. That probably a good idea. And if we click that, we get... So we end up with defend 7. We can send a bunch of stuff. We can send several things out and have 2 Dahan in there. Maybe we don't need to skip this turn. Maybe we play something else. So, question is, with 3 energy, possibly 6, do we try for a major? That would have to be like range 2. I think we try for it, and we plan around it. All right. Voice of Command is interesting. It's cheap, which means I can get... It is range Sacred Site. So I can't actually reach those lands this turn. These are very expensive and hard for me to use. I mean, Talons I could use this turn if I don't play anything else. But it doesn't, it only solves this. So, eh. think it's this, and I would love if we could actually... Oh, we can... If we take this, we can actually get a sacred site close enough. Okay, so let's do that. Let's forget something. Probably not Veil, because it's really good with this. Impersonates also the elements we need. We need that sun if we're ever going to threshold it. Maybe it's Arson we don't want anymore. I think Entrap we just need for the avoiding cascades and isolate. And we add presence. We can't play any other cards, but we need to add presence to have a sacred site close enough. So are we doing that? Are we playing the one card? I don't know if that's a good turn. Let's see. We take an any. And we only play that. It seems like we get a good damage out of it, right? So there's 3 explorers, there's going to be 2 Dahan, that's 5 damage. That's a land we want to like smash, so it's going to be good in other turns. Seems like not a great turn, but actually there's going to be even more Dahan, so actually do it in a different land. What if we do it here? If we did it there, we would get 4 damage, defend 2. We'd actually solve that land, right? So we don't want that. We want this. I think, let's just play it out. I think it's going to work. But we can play it out without having to worry about undo. So... want Dahan here. But we want the beast here. Means we don't have Dahan here. And means we're not really using the defend part of that, but you know, just curious how. Means we solve this land. Means they don't build here, which is something. Can gather a ton of beasts. Jungle builds and escalates, that's lost. It's not going to, we're gonna push stuff out. And I can send beasts elsewhere, but I think I want them all here. I have defense 7. And then we use this to send a bunch of friends away. Which means they do build there, but eventually. We get this down to 7 damage by doing this. So, like... Also another fear card. Like a town there, that puts 4 in there. Spread them out a little bit. Throw explorers in there too. This is kind of the setup. looking at. So we get a blight there, fine. No blight, they build a town. They escalate in here. This is clear. The thing is, like, we wouldn't be able to clear this with the Dahan with voice of command. So it doesn't actually solve for next turn, but next turn we can just, like, defend it again with a big, as long as we can get some elements. Or we can just do a skip. We can do, like, a skip and generate a billion fear. Seems fine. Sure, there's another line that... The other line is, like, to voice a command there, or, like, actually use my cards to do things. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do that. Let's do it. And we have an element for an event. Place 2 towns with 2 cities. Cool. We get to pick. I'm going to say not the sands that are terrifying. We have beasts pushing off homesteaders. And careful defense. Don't do anything because we already organized things. Push from a line with beasts. We can push this guy. Is there anything better to do? Oh, stop a city build back here. Just kind of ignoring that. Probably have one less thing in here. Man, everything is terrible though. So there's 4 buildings in here. There's 3. There's going to be 3 here. So it's like, where do we want the... And I don't want another building next to this right now. So I don't want to push them into this mountain, for example. Wherever I put it, that makes the escalation worse. If I'm going to escalate, I guess this wetland is... Oh, I don't know, don't... I guess escalating here is fine. Problem is the coastline's going to build again, so maybe we don't... We let them escalate here. Let's push explorers. And don't push them. Okay. We get fear cards too. Push up to 3 from a land, not matching a build card. These are not the things I want. These are just shuffling stuff around. It doesn't matter. Can't click for the one that I actually want where they're building. And there's no empty jungle where they're not going to build. I guess there's an empty sands, but yeah, there's too much stuff. I guess I can shuffle an explorer into here. He'll die. There's... Yeah, that explorer will die, so... Here, there's only just enough damage. I don't know. I don't want to put more stuff. I want to keep them a little spread out. I guess I can, like, try to concentrate explorers places, but, like... Eh. think it's a skip from me, dog. Each word, remove a town. That's actually a useful thing. Thank you. Remove towns from these built-up places. Ravage. Yeah, those explorers were fighting on this. Pushing him in here didn't do anything because the explorers were fighting on the same side as Dawn. I forgot. Like, you're gonna die. He didn't die. Escalation across the nation. It's a mountain, so I'm gonna put this in the wetland that doesn't have blight. Plus, it's a town and not a city. And this sand is more terrifying. There's 5 in there, 4 in there, 5 in here. So yeah, because they high immigration and then also the thing. We're just gonna race to a fear victory here, hopefully. So we just have to not let them be all grouped up. All right, coastal. So this is a big problem land. They're gonna, these two, I mean, obviously I can stop this one. You have coastal escalation. They're not gonna build here. That's been like a great place for a while. They're gonna build, but they're still not gonna go in there. This is fine. That's just a regular blight, which we could easily stop if we want with guardian serpents or something. I'd love to get Dahan places. We also have Dahan here already that we could use. All right, what are we doing? We don't have a real need for voice of command. I think that's a next turn play if we want it, along with Gale the Knight's Hunt. So I think we want to get where we want to be for next turn. It's probably add presence, get energy, so we can afford to have a bigger turn next turn. But I'm not sure yet what I want to do. So let's look at many mines. Many mines could take a Guardian Serpents anywhere. We could... I don't have the best elements, but as long as I can... What's the damage here? 8. We get a defend 7. We just pop that there again, right? But getting 4 animal is not easy with the cards I have. I need to draft a card that has animal. Yeah, and they're building before Ravage. Oh yeah, here too. So you're right, that's actually 10 damage. And this isn't building, but this one is building. Ugh, gross. Maybe it's a double skip there then. That's honestly just a lot easier, and we can throw a defend in other places. Maybe we just do the double skip. We have so many beasts there. And we don't have to worry, but we don't even need to gain a card. We can focus on... We could play 5 cards. That seems good. What if we play 5 cards and get air? That good? We need like something to destroy things as well. Play 5 cards. Get towards energy. Or we could get to energy. Thinking if we want to get a major next turn, we might want to have a bit more energy bank. We could just play the 4 free cards and then have more energy next turn. That might be better than playing 5 cards. Honestly, don't really need a major. Maybe I just play the 5. So let's make this beast. And I get 1 more presence. Probably in here. This is... Well, maybe actually Shadow's Burning Forest is not bad there. Actually, I already could use it here. Let's go in there. Burning Forest sort of takes care of this for us. What do I get if I just play everything? I get defend 4. So, I mean, even the defend 2 is fine there. So that's solved. We don't have any Dahan, but you know, sometimes we don't. This is Guardian Serpents then. How much gather we have? Oh, we could actually gather and defend more. So yeah, this is definitely double skip. And we can triple skip that, but it won't actually be the escalation place unless, yeah, because this is going to be escalation place. We are in danger of losing to the event because anytime there's something at 5. Oh no, we're not escalating. It's stage 3. Because do they take out a card? No, we're just going along further than I thought. There's no escalation, so that's good. It means that we're very unlikely to lose to this land this turn then. And we'll certainly have a fear card. We're generating a billion fear. So the question is, what are you doing? I was thinking of add presence, gain energy for next turn. So that still seems okay. This is maybe just a blight. So we pull out of there. And we put our defend here. I get less fear that way. 1 less fear. And I'm saving my energy. Does it make sense to save energy? Or should I just get the card and see if it's better than one of these? I think I take a major next turn. Let's do that. I'm still going to have 3 energy next turn. A cheap major might be within reach. So. And if not, I still can play 5. I have so many 0-cost cards, so. Alright, I think it's Guardian Serpents, gain energy. Push to Han. Doesn't do a lot, but it might do something. Kills an explorer, anyway. And you just play your cards. As long as they do something. I mean, in trap, is there an isolate that helps? I can isolate this and it won't build. We can pull that blight out. The sands might come up, so and that line is going to be tough to deal with. Yeah, there's, and then Bat Scout, we can target something and do damage or get to Han somewhere, so cool. Also, I have an element. I can do let's see what happens, or yeah, just let's see what happens. So that's solved. Again, let's see what happens here, and maybe wouldn't do anything, but I don't know. I can do 2 damage in line with beasts. I can kill this guy. If we need the fear, I'll do that. I could kill this guy. And then isolate it. And then they don't build there. That's actually not a bad idea, which means maybe that presence should have gone here for Burning Forest. Probably. I think that's better, preventing that build. All the this build is like whatever, if they build there, I don't care. So let's go back and just move Many Minds Presence to the other land. Burning Forest. We also could use it here, but this land seems like probably gives us flexibility, so. We can throw more beasts in there. We have different things we can do, so. Good. Yeah, I think I want, in case somehow they get through the defense, to take the blight out of there. Take the blight out of here. This is like a horror show, so maybe it's actually better to take that blight out. Oh, they got big. And then I can use a power that does a lot of damage as blight or whatever, right? Like those things, options open up a little bit. Here, they could do 3 things, but they're definitely doing 2. And there's no escalation, so I think I'm just removing 2. I could get more fear, but I think as long as we stop the ravage, that's the most important thing. And right. We wanted to defend there, I think. I was gonna get a air and see what happens somewhere. It could make a defense 6, right? But I can't get this presence out of here and get it in here. I don't need it to be in there. Like, it's just 1 less fear. I wonder if maybe, yeah, we can get beasts in here and get our presence out of there. For 1 less fear. I think that's fine. You come and let's bring lots of friends. And all right. So there is a risk that we cause a cascade here. Let's see what happens. It's a small chance, but it is not impossible. I'm going to risk it. It's like calls to like. So I have to gather. So it's gotten worse. That's fine. That guy's dead already. We can just reduce what's in this land a bit. So that's good. Do I want that card? Like, not really, but I want the energy. What would I forget, though? I don't know. I like my cards. We get stage 3. Otherwise, it was going to be like extra ravages and stuff. Woof. Potentially terrifying. Choose a land with town city. Add blight there without cascading. May destroy 2 presence to haunt that land to prevent adding blight. Cool. Cool. This is gonna blight the island. We can add extra blight in this land because it doesn't cascade. Do we have destroyed presence already? Destroy 2 presence in that land. Seems like a lot, but having destroy presence isn't bad. We could do that here. Are we adding blight? We are adding blight. We are flipping the blight card, but it's better to do it now or later. What else is happening here? Destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. Cool, that's not changing much. And in each land of 3 or more to Han, which there is here, 2 damage. So kill those 2 guys. We have a lot of presence on the board. I'm gonna at least destroy presence here. That land is mostly fine. And here is a little trickier. Because you don't have a lot of presence down in your own board anymore. I guess there's a sacred site here. So, yeah, let's just destroy this presence. We have good, like, positioning, so it's tricky to destroy both presents. We had to change that for reasons. We have to oh, it like reorders them. Interesting. It did not do that. Oh, that was like literally the only choice. And here it may as well be these 2 guys because that guy's gonna get killed in the ravage. So. And these guys get killed. Add strife in a different land with at least 2 invaders. Then each invader takes 1 damage per strife. That actually means we can kill this town back here. That's kind of cool. What else could we do? This is actually not a problem now. It just kills explorers here, basically. We are skipping the ravage here, so we can preserve the strife on those cities. I think killing this town, that has value. And then just like having a strife on one of these guys, I guess. Or maybe we could strife this town. But I'm probably going to be sending it away. I guess I don't have to be. I could push away from this land. They're going to be building a city here. Doesn't really... This doesn't solve either of the lands. It's kind of a frustrating card. It doesn't do very much. I think I'd rather have a strife kicking around here. There isn't really a good place with the Bat Scout either to use it. Skip. Skip. There you go. Go. We blight the island. Aid from lesser spirits. All right. Glorious. Oh, we didn't get any animal. We got... this is probably for Trickster. Add strife? Yeah, definitely. So... damage or remove blight. This is... We're not in tier level 2 for very much longer. So I don't think we want this. We don't want to make builds. So it's voracious growth. We can remove blight, do damage. Actually use that right now. And they go jungle / wetlands. Only 4 blight to work with, but they are only ravaging 2 lands, and we can easily solve at least one of them. Probably both, not without too much difficulty. Okay. Oh yeah, they did coastal build there and then mountain build. A bunch of stuff there. Ugh, so much stuff. So much stuff. Okay. Fortunately, 2 damage does not get rid of that city. We have Bat Scout over here. So let's get some Dahan. Say into here. We can make a bunch of beasts. We can make Badlands. Oh, making Badlands actually lets us kill this city. If that's what we want. Or kill a town. I think I might want the blight removal, but we are short on blight, and it's going to be a pretty rough ravage coming up the following turn. So having that not be cascading all over the place might be a good idea. I think avoiding losing to blight. Where are we at on? This has 4 buildings. This has 4. Yeah, we're pretty well spread out. So we're not at risk of losing to England just now, but I'm going to bring Dahan in here. I'm gonna bring one from there instead, maybe. Actually, I can push him out with my growth, so this. So we can make this the defend land. One of them defend, one of them skip. So put 2 beasts there. That's the skip land. And then this can be the murder land. Damage. Yeah, actually, if I'm getting Dahan in there, and we're gonna probably use our major in there, or next to it. So get a bunch of stuff in there, and get. Actually, I could probably just throw a strife on here. So maybe I should use swarm here for more fear. So actually, just one Dahan in there kills the. If I could defend a little. We could get a Guardian Serpents in there. Yeah, so let's put more beasts in here. Just go back. Start of this slow. I can't go back there? Why not? Weird. This. He's here. No, this only gets extra fear if there's beasts there, though. I want extra fear. I can always move. I don't think there's anywhere else where this does anything, so. Actually move the Dahan instead. It's kind of interesting. If you're doing it, yeah, I think we're just gonna skip that one. So let's pull as much Dahan and stuff into here as we can. And explorers count, right? Like explorers are gonna be on our team, so. We're gonna have enough beasts. I think it's gonna be fine. Well, we have fire in the sky too. It's amazing. Okay. All right, we want to reclaim. Where do we want presence to move? Probably get up in here. We could get here, but I think having a sacred site is gonna be good. We have 2 jungle builds, so potentially isolates are going to be good. And this is probably energy that we can afford to play our cool stuff. Oh man, we're getting thresholds. We're gonna gather a bunch of stuff. We can gather these guys out of there. We don't stop the build, but we make a giant explosion. I'm up for giant explosions. All right. We need one more sun, right? So it could be from there, could be from there. You're going to reclaim 2. We're going to try for a major. We have only 3 energy, but there are some good 3 energy majors that... 2 or 3 energy majors. I'm going to take one. We have a lot of cards to forget. Settle into hunting grounds. Oh boy. My presence can count as Badlands? That seems good. Presence cannot move is not good, but we can use that like after we're done. Alright, get out of here, Burning Forest. We're gonna play that. We're gonna play the skip. Yeah, I think we're gonna want Veil the Night's Hunt. Maybe, maybe not. I guess we actually can do that. If we do that and isolate here, we stop 2 builds. Probably the move. It means we don't get the threshold. Oh no, we get any. We do get the threshold on this by clicking Sun. So I think that's the play. And we also get this. Add strife, deal damage. Alright. What else are we doing? We have to click things. Probably make fear. Probably move to Han or push. I can do both. Why not both? We almost get this. Defend 10. What do I need? An Earth. What do I have too much of? Oh, I don't have energy. I don't have an Earth, so that's not gonna happen. This seems wild. Because also you can... Oh, I thought I had the extra card play. I don't have that. There's so much going on here. I have Strife here. I can pay for another Strife. Alright. This does damage right away. We should get as much stuff in there and use this first. I think everything's just gonna die here. I think that's what's going to happen. And we're going to get to Terror level 3. I'm wondering if I can leave enough stuff in here to stop this. I won't actually stop the build, so not really a big concern, is it? We can get stuff like pushed into there. Are there 2 Dahan we can bring? This is gathering. Yeah, it's gathering Dahans, gathering towns. So what we could do is like send this guy through to be the Dahan gatherer. You can vacuum up some Dahan and bring them in. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I guess this can go here and just make them not have as much going on there. I just played it for the elements, really. But I wonder if can I get... If I leave 3 beasts in here, though, that's too many. Well, let's see. Let's take Sacred Site and this guy. How much do I still have in there? Let's just see if this all works out. How many beasts are in there? I need 4. There are 4. Okay. Oh, and with this, actually, I only need 2 presents, right? Because I don't need the extra beast. Because with this, my presents can count as beast. So, actually, can just bring the Sacred Site. And maybe still bring that, but send it somewhere else. So we can do that. Send 1. Maybe in here. We're going to want them. There. Oh, I could have grabbed 1 more out of here because of... Yeah, actually. Okay, I just want to, like, optimize this a little. So, 1 of those, him, and that. Oh, I missed the Sacred Site, sorry. You go in there. Now I have 3 beasts, right? As soon as I use settle. I'm not moving anymore, so I can use settle in the hunting grounds. I get to do damage now. I have the threshold. Oh. That changes it. That means I want to do damage here. I don't want to be here. I'm sure this is, like, enough, right? It's got to be enough. So what if we... Yeah. Okay. Let's change it a little bit. This probably just kills everything right now. I just want to bring more stuff. It almost kills this. It's like not enough damage. Actually, yeah, okay. We could kill the city there instead of skipping, but it's fine. I don't want to go all the way back. I want to go... I don't actually care about that much. Just let them... They're going to build twice, but they're going to build twice no matter what I do. So, who explores there? Who cares? Let's... This is the land we need to smash, so... I'm going to gather you, and that's going to let us kill this. Let's do this. Step. And just send all the beasts in here. Which we're going to want next turn, right? Just kill this guy. Even though we skipped the Ravage, I don't care. It means we skip an Explore. And... defend 7. I have this too. Means we can send more guys. This is wild. Send more guys in here. Everyone following? Voice of command. I don't have any more Dahan around. So... do we want to use Veil the Night's Hunt first? I think let's just see what we get first. 11 damage. That's like plenty, right? Because... yeah, there's just 3 towns left. Defend 7. They're all dead. Cool. This is great. We do have more stuff happening. So we want to entrap. I want to actually... now I can just bail this guy. And we can... isolate this land, grab this blight right there. So they're not building there. We probably want to, like... yeah, we could strife here, and... I would love them to not build a city there. The Dahan don't do enough damage to kill the... this is range 0. I could use it here. I could just see what happens there. Not a bad place. I think I'd rather do it here. Let's do that here. And go from there. One fear per type of invader. And push nothing. Pretty good card. I don't think I want it more than my other cards, though. And yeah, I guess this is here. It's not very exciting, but we can add a strife. I think it's going to be valuable to add here. And I can add another strife, which can go wherever as well. I'm going to sprinkle it around because you get those do not ravage in lands with strife sometimes. Alright, an event. Essence disperses. Lose 2 energy to minimum 0 and destroy presence, and land where you destroy presence return blight to the box. I'm happy to lose 2 energy. That seems like a great idea. And getting blight off the board. This must be a Nature Incarnate card, right? Yeah, I think so. And we're also going to be destroying 2 explorers among lands with beasts, which is whatever. And 3 Dahan among lands, gain energy, reclaim a card. Not Trickster, but yes, Many Minds. Are you in line with Blight? You are in line with Blight. It's only 1 presence, too. Here we can... It's not ideal to lose presence there, but getting the Blight off the board is probably a good idea. We can replace it. And it does restrict my voracious growth a bit, but I can target here and do 2 damage or here, so I don't think it makes a difference. And probably we're going to destroy presence as well, and maybe get rid of that blight there. A little less risky for Cascades, I think. Here we can reduce what's going on in here. No card to reclaim. Pure card. A whole bunch of defend we don't need. 45. Skip the build. Alright. A normal build. So they still build in the jungle, but not in the wetland. Alright, we're rolling along. 3 more cards. A long game. But I think as long as we don't really screw it up, we can skip the Explorer. Defend 45, defend 36. Yeah, skipping the build is making this Ravage a lot easier to deal with. Alright, Rain of Blood. We'd love to have that excessive defend next turn, but well. And yeah, I guess this ends up being a waste. I can kill an Explorer. couldn't reach any blight. That one, but we ended up removing that blight, so whatever. Alright, if we can clear out these two, they don't build. Oh no, they high immigration build there, so they do build there, but not there, so possibilities. But the main thing here is a pretty big ravage. We've got this, this, and that's like a baby one. That's a baby one. So 6 blight, 1 cascade, lose the game. And building a whole bunch. I don't think we're at risk. There's this only like a maximum of 4 buildings in each land. We've been pretty good at spreading them out. A bit lucky, I think, with things. So we don't have our skip this turn, but we do have a billion beasts here. Just 7 damage, which is what this thing does, and we can get an animal off our top track. And if we can afford to, yeah, we can also afford to, yeah, so let's just defend it. And I wish the Dawn were there though. But what about these other lands? This cascade is a problem. We could put a Sacred Site in here and Guardian Serpents there for that one. There's 9 damage. We have a Strife. I think like these two are probably just Blight. So actually we could probably double Strife here fairly easily. The problem is this is a cascade. Don't love that. And if you don't reclaim, you're not really doing a lot overall, are you? I guess we could get defend 2 in here via Trickster. But then where does this Guardian Serpents go that does anything? Kind of nowhere? The numbers are too big. I guess I could go here. There has to be a Sacred Site, but that's easy enough to do. I could just put one of my own Sacred Sites there. But we're still not dealing with this. There's a lot of stuff there. There's too much stuff there. I think I kind of need to see what the card is. Also, yeah, we definitely get an animal by going this way. And we have the heirs. So we definitely hit that. Defend 7. Do you want to add a presence? Probably get energy. Guess you can pay for everything with your... But we need extra energy to add more strife. This land does sort of just take care of itself for a blight, so maybe we don't. Maybe that's a fear card. Trust fall there. And maybe this is the land we have to worry about a bit more. So defend 4, Dreyfus City, Dreyfus Town. That solves the land. So I think that's what we do. So we do need to have a sacred site in there, which means either we... Yeah, I think it means that you... Oh, we also get the bonus defend. That bonus defend actually helps here too. What we do need a sacred site in there. So we need to put a presence in there. That energy we want for next turn as well. I just clicked my cards, but actually I have to pick. Is there going to be any strife left? I think they're all it's all getting used up. So not incite the mob, but impersonate authority. And maybe we can... The only Dahan we have is sort of where we want it. So you are going to double add presence, but actually it matters less now where it is because we're getting defend 1 from this. We're going to defend that. This is going to... That's going to blight. That's going to blight. That's going to be your card, Trust Fall. And this is going to be solved. But where do you go? Probably want a sacred site here. Anything we can do with like this stuff? I guess we're gonna want like to have, yeah, let's get a presence here and like put beasts there and stuff. We can push with this at range 0, so okay, do that. Maybe they're gonna be double building in the mountains. It's gonna be gross. We're trying to rush, so I'm gonna get a card because I can play a free card, right? Yeah, I can play a free card, so let's get a free card. Get one. Mesmerize Tranquility. Isolate target land. Invader does -1 damage. Cool. I think if we put our presence in there, but we can't now, but we can move presence, we can move our stuff into there. We gain new information, so we can't go back and change our mind. But that would solve that. And maybe the fear card stops some of these builds for us, right? We're probably getting a couple of fear cards. Alright, defend 7. We also have to see what happens. We're doing this. Do I care about Fire in the Sky? Yeah, we want Sacred Site anyway, so you get this. You get that. I could see what happens here first. And then maybe we do something else. Where are we at? Oh yeah, we're still blighting this because we have to add strife. So nice to have Dahan around. I have elements that I don't need. I save them for the event, I guess. I have this. I can keep it slow. I could strike this guy to make sure that the defend 1 is enough, but I'm just gonna assume defend 1 is enough. This can be used potentially later for something. But that is another strife we have available. I guess I have enough energy. I could stop a blight there by strafing. So actually, let's do that. Because you can add an adjacent land. We don't get the Dahan damage, but we just get to do 2 damage. So a couple guys. Yeah, so stops a blight. And we have a blight there that we definitely can't do anything about. That's like 1 billion damage. Let's see what happens here, and then maybe we can do something else with our other power. Gather through Dahan, push through Dahan. Hey! There's no... doesn't really do anything. We could have 3 Dahan in here, and maybe that kills cities instead. Yeah, rather. At least we can kill 2 towns instead. I want this card. More than entrap the forces? I think so. More than incite the mob? I've never actually played this for a while. Entrap the forces is just a really good get out of jail free card too, so let's get that. I know it's a good card, but we're gonna forget it. And we're going to then get in there and mesmerize, I think. We don't have anywhere else to do with beasts, so I have to bring this because it's range 0, and let's bring a couple more beasties too. Why not? All right, so we're down to 1 blight. And not losing the game. 2 clear cards, 2 away from victory. Ravage step, skip 1 ravage action and land, but they outnumber. There is no such land. Well, here. 1 damage per beast. 8. That means we want to make sure not to kill buildings here. We don't want to skip the ravage. Three damage. Especially we're not like stopping any of these builds at all. Just for me. One damage. Maybe lucky. Reach board 1 fear of any Dahan or any lands. I think that's likely story. Fear. Alright, 2 level 3s. Add strife, -1 health per strife. That was why I clicked that town. So this guy's dead. I could have spread that out to maybe get a bit more chance of killing stuff, but I didn't really. We could kill another city here. We could also just get strife on. I think killing the cities, like, that's going to get us towards our win condition, right? Because they're not dying here, and now they're going to die. So if we put this guy's dead already. -1 health per strife means they have to have damage, right? He has 1 damage. He has 3 health, 1 damage, and 2 strife. That means he dies, I think. And I'm gonna pop this on. I think if I put it on this guy, I think he dies by the change in the ruling, but I can't remember. Let's see. Defend and isolate, also defend 4 in those lands. Well, that doesn't do anything. Really? Does it do anything? Stops the build here. Isolating this stops the build as well. No, it doesn't because of high migration. Unless I isolate these 2 lands. Where else would I isolate? Is there anything else that matters? No, because there's explorers everywhere. So isolating these 2 lands means they build here, but they don't build here twice. Or I could isolate this land and then somewhere else and they don't explore there, right? Like that's probably better, and they also don't explore here, so they're exploring everywhere, like no matter what. So just grab another empty land like this one. All right. Kill some cities. All right, 1 more fear card to go. I think we've got this in the bag now. We just have to generate some fear. Okay. Do stuff. Make things happen. This has a -1 health. There's a Badlands here. I'm wondering if I do this. 4 damage, that's a city. Five damage because of the Badlands. And I can put a stripe on him and he dies. I put a Badlands here and kill that city. I'm just getting the fear rush. Like, there's no point to doing anything else now. Range 0 inland with a beast. I don't actually have to push anything, right? Just for the fear. Actually, I can do something more useful here. Alright, we generate 2 fear and we win. GG. That's like literally this. Major powers. Vengeance of the Dead. Let's go. That generates fear, right? Yeah. That wins the game. Major power with 2 energy. Cast down the briny deep. Let's go. Okay, whatever. Finish. That's game. Take that, England. Pretty good. I don't think we were ever in danger of losing in the whole game. So, just trying to play. I made one, like, pretty big error, but it didn't end up being a big problem, so. Yeah, Age from Lesser Spirits is awesome, so that was a bit of a lucky Blight card. But things worked well together. We had lots of beasts, like both spirits were all up in each other's boards, like, yeah, we had beasts all over the place, strike all over the place. I didn't feel like Trickster wasn't handling its weight at all, so Voice of Command was pretty good. Some good Dahan stuff. Entrap the Forces was pretty clutch. And Many Minds just got a whole bunch of zero cost. And that turn with Settle in the Hunting Grounds was awesome. So the one time I used it. All right, so that's the one game today. A good one. So we're going to be back maybe next week with some previews of more Nature Incarnate stuff. Let's see how that goes. Hope to be showing you some new stuff soon. And otherwise, we'll get to the next adversary in this series, which is going to be France. So look forward to that and other stuff coming up. We've got, of course, One Deck Dungeon, new stuff coming there, and Sentinels 2 cooking along. So stay tuned. Tune in every week, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here. Have a good day. See you next time.